Hi everybody, this is Kim from Earn Greater Profits, and in this video I'm going to continue on with the order form and do some more follow through. So we're going to talk about what happens after somebody fills out the order form. We're going to be setting up a thank you page and showing their order confirmation. We're going to email them a receipt, and then we're going to put them on the workflow for the class that we've set up. And so let's get started. Here I'm in the class funnel for my cupcake demo, and we're going to go to, I'm just going to show you what we did in the last video real quick. So we were talking about classes, using order forms for classes, and watch the previous video if you haven't yet watched that video, because we talk a lot about the limitations of what order forms can do. But in this particular demo, we're going to be using it for a cupcake decorating class. And so we're in here and we've created this cupcake order form. And in the last video, we created the products, we attached the products to this order form. So now what we're going to do is once somebody orders, we're going to do all the follow through. So when you're in your order form and editing it, you just need to make sure that the button actions are correct. And so you've got some choices here. Our choice is we're going to select a step called thank you. So this is the thank you page where I have an order confirmation box. So once they hit the pink button, complete order, then it's going to take them to the thank you page, show them the order confirmation box with their total order. And let's just go ahead and go to that. Hit the back button here. Sorry, my computer's working a little bit slow today. Okay, so we're going to go to the thank you page. And here I've got the registration confirmation for the class. Here's my order confirmation box, and I'll show you how to create that. Just go to, scroll down to the bottom, and it's this order confirmation. And it just throws this box in there, and so whatever order had just taken place is what it's going to show. And so I'll delete that one, but we'll edit this one. And so you've got quite a few choices. In advanced is where you want to go. So you can show the order title or hide it. So mine just says order confirmation, but you can change that to whatever you like. So we can put class confirmation, class registration confirmation up there. And then in this area, you can change it to whatever you want. So I put class or workshop because it could be a class or a workshop for this particular instance. In this is going to be a cupcake decorating class. And then there's some other things. I'm choosing to hide the shipping details because they are coming to our venue. But if you're mailing them something, then you can show the shipping details. And so it's really straightforward and pretty simple there. And so there's not much more to do as far as editing is concerned. So let's go ahead and just save that. Okay, and then you do need to, let me come over here to my payments page. In order to test all our workflows and the order, you can send it through as a real payment if you've, and set it as a a coupon that's 100% off, but you would be using an actual credit card. And you can do it that way, but if you use your own personal credit card, it charges you about 67 cents. And so they've got a test, and I'll show you how to do the test. You do have to have your payment in order to do a test. If you can get through a test payment and show everything without, I'd love to know how. But I've just attached a Stripe account to this demo so that we can get through it. And one other thing, when we're in the payments section, let's go to settings here, because this is where we're going to set up our receipts that go out automatically. And so you just toggle the button on, and then you can change anything you like here, what receipt number you want to start with, what you want to call it. It looks kind of like these invoices if you played around with the invoices. And then you can attach it to a particular email. And so I've attached it to this basic email that's just called emailed receipt. And I'll show you that email once we get to our email templates. But you'll want to keep it very simple, since we're confirming they've registered for a class or whatever it is that you're doing. You don't want to be very specific with this particular email template and have specific information, because this is a generic receipt. And so when you're attaching an email template to this receipt system, make it very generic. Just say, here's a receipt for your purchase. The specifics of your class or your ebook or your whatever it is they're purchasing will be sent in a separate email. That way you're not having to change this email template all the time. And if you have more than one product, it's just not going to work out for you very well. So just leave this emailed receipt very, very generic. So let's hit save. Won't let me save twice, I guess. So now let's go over to the marketing emails. And I've got two emails that are going to be running once somebody orders or registers for this class. So let's look at the emailed receipt. And this is the one that's attached to the receipt. And like I said, it's just very generic. It just says, thank you for your order. Your receipt is attached. Please watch for a separate email with your class or workshop details. You can say whatever you want here, and just very generic. So you can use it for absolutely anything they purchase. The next email we're going to see is this cupcake class confirmation, and this is where it's going to show all the class details, and they'll get this immediately through a workflow. But I do want to show you some of the fantastic things that the software has available to you. So instead of creating an email for every single class you put on, use your custom values. And so these custom values are obviously not set up for the cupcake, our cupcake class, but they're custom values that happen to be inside this demo. So we're going to go ahead and use them, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing here. So the business logo is, let's edit that. You can see that I have a custom value in here. I'm not linking to a specific logo, you could link it to your location logo, which is fine, or you can do a custom logo if the business uses something else other than their original logo that's in the back office. And that's what I've done here, is I've just linked it to one of my custom values, and I've uploaded the logo there so that I could change the logo to whatever I want, and then it changes it on all my emails. I don't have to go into every single email or every single workflow or wherever I'm using that logo at. Also, the link that if you click the logo, then it goes to our whatever location website is posted in the back office of this. And then in here, we've got the class details. So you can, in your custom values, you can create custom values for each class you have and just copy and paste these values in, and it's going to populate depending on what class your person just registered for. And so that makes it very easy. And or you can just take this email and copy it, duplicate it, and then just change the values to whatever you like. And then, of course, down here, I've done the same thing. So our social media, I haven't actually put somebody's real website in there. It's just the location website. And so whatever location website is in the back office is what's going to show there. Same with the Facebook. So it's just a custom value. So if somebody happens to change their Facebook link, then you only change it in one place. You don't have to open up every single template that you've got your social links in, or your website for that matter. And so these are all custom values here. Here's a custom value, copyright information for whatever the current year is, for the business name, for their business email. And this works great too if you've got snapshots that you're using for different businesses. Anyway, so we'll move on. So this cupcake order confirmation is being sent through the workflow. And the workflow, I will give you the rundown of the workflow. So when somebody orders through the order form, then this particular workflow is going to start. So I'm filtering it to this particular website. So my website's just called Classes Funnel. The submission type is sale. You've got to have this. If you don't have the submission type, say this is deleted, as soon as somebody puts in their name, email, and phone number on that order form, it's going to add them as a customer in your CRM. And this is going to trigger whether or not they actually go through and pay for the order. So you've got to make sure that you have that filter in there of the submission type is not just anything, it's an actual sale. Somebody actually put money in, completed the sale for that order form. So make sure you have that. And then the page, I've been very particular on the page, and this is for the cupcake class page. So you could choose, have other classes on other pages with different workflows. But in this particular scenario, I want to make sure that the people that are ordering just this cupcake class go on this particular workflow. So let's save this trigger. Now with my workflow, what it does is once somebody orders, I'm adding a tag called class customer. And so this is more of a generic tag. It just means, hey, they've gone to a class that I have set up. And so it's just, they've come to any class basically. And then I've added another tag. Okay, they're coming to the October class. And there's a reason for this. If the person giving the class or the owner of this wants to send out an email to anybody that's taken her classes, then she just has to say, hey, anybody with the tag class customer, I want to send an email. And then she can shoot off an email campaign saying, hey, we've got a new class, blah, 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 whatever. Or if next October she wants to send an email to the people that went to this October class, then she certainly can using this tag. Or the November class or the December class. Maybe she wants to target the people that have been to one of these recent classes. She's got a tag for that. And so there are reasons to be very specific about what classes they've taken. And, you never know, just in case you want to do something with people that have opted in to registering for a particular class. This also works very good for the opt-in emails. Set up tags for whichever opt-in emails that they've opted into to make sure they go on the right workflow and get the information that they're requesting. So I'm adding an internal notification. Hey, it's just a text message saying, hey, owner of this website, somebody purchased a cupcake class ticket, just FYI. And so usually the owner wants to know when somebody's registered for their class so that they can kind of keep track. It's always fun to get a text, hey, somebody ordered. Now here's where the email order confirmation comes in. So we're just shooting off this template of the cupcake order confirmation email that we've already taken a look at. Now here's the fun stuff coming up is we're starting an event date. And if you watched the previous video, you will remember the reasons why we didn't use an appointment calendar to set up this cupcake class because of its limitations. But you still have to specify a date and a time so that subsequent confirmation class reminders show up at the right time that we have to set an event. And so let me show you where this event is set at. So you just go to set event start date and you can select a custom field. And so in our custom fields, we could have where our event date is at, or you can specify right here when the specific date and time is. And that's what I've done in this one. And so we'll just exit out of this. And then you can also just say a specific day if it's more just the day and you don't need the time, which we could have used in this scenario here. The time here doesn't really even matter. But we've got our event time starting for our class on October 28th. So now everything subsequently is based off of this start time. And so now we do a wait. We're doing a time delay. We're waiting 5 days prior to the event date. And so we are waiting for a time delay based on the event. And so we've set it to 5 days beforehand. And we don't want it to go out on Sunday just in case they're also opting in for text reminders. We want to make sure we keep it within the boundaries of regular business hours. And so I've started on Monday. Our class is on Saturday, and this is 5 days prior. So they should be receiving this email on Tuesday. And I'm claiming a window anytime between 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. So again, just in case they do texting, emails don't matter, of course, because they're going to see the email whenever. But I just want to make sure if they're opted into our texting as well that we're not texting them in the middle of the night. Okay, so we're waiting until 5 days prior to the class. Then the class reminder email goes out as soon as this has taken place. So this will go out on the Tuesday. Then we're going to wait another 1 day before the class. Oh, here's where I've got it in there correctly. So we're waiting 1 day before the event or the appointment time. So we're waiting until before 1 day. So you could do before, after, or the exact time. And also, if somebody registers beforehand, but not very far in advance, what is the timing of the step? And so I'm just putting skip all outbound actions until the next wait time or until the event start date action. So let's go back here to my wait time. And let's make this correct. So I'm waiting 5 days prior to class. Here's my event before 5 days before the event. And then I'm going to leave this. So if they say they register 4 days before the class, we don't want them to receive the, hey, it's five days until your class email. We're just going to skip it all until the next wait time. Okay, so we've got that correct. And then after they receive the email 1 day before, I'm just removing them from the workflow. Now you can also add, and this would be a good spot for it, is add, say 2 days after the class, shoot them an email saying, hey, we'd love to know how you felt about the class. Please leave us a Google review and put your Google review link in the email. And they're on the workflow. It's, you know, as if they were getting a class reminder. Hey, it would be wonderful to put something in there before you remove them from the workflow. You could also send an email saying, hey, if you want other class reminders, then click here to get set up on the opt-ins, and then they can move to another, and then it automatically moves them to another workflow of nurturing emails to let them know of classes in the future. So a lot of fun things you could do after the fact too. So we're just going to save this. And then let's come over to our custom values now. I had mentioned them earlier, and what we need to do is, this one says cookie class, but for our demo purposes, it's going to be our cupcake class. Anywhere street, anywhere Utah. All right, so now we have a cookie location. Shows up in here. So anytime this custom value shows up in an email, it's really going to show this address. And I've already set up, just to make sure that our stuff is filled here. Here's my logo URL, and then the October class, Saturday, October 28th at 10 a.m. That's when our cupcake class is. And then here I've also got Pinterest, TikTok links, Twitter, YouTube. I think on the first page is our Facebook link. And so in those emails, if you fill out this, then that's where your Facebook link is going to come from. If you have a favicon and you want to change it occasionally, just set it here. You only have to change it one place. All right, so now that we've got everything set up properly, and we've talked about everything, let's just go ahead and refresh our page. And let's do a test. Now I am going to make sure here, when we were back on the cupcake in this class funnel, I think I forgot to mention where we go to make our payments. Not live, but testing. So if you've got your payment Stripe or whatever you use set up, make sure you test it first. So let's set this into test mode and hit save. Okay, so now let's reload this page, make sure that we've got everything updated here. Okay, so I'm just going to throw in my information. I'm going to put in my real email so that we can see the emails that come in real time. Okay, so here's our cupcake classes that we set up in the last video, and we're just going to stick with, we're doing one cupcake class on, actually it's for Saturday, so let's do it for Saturday. And there's just one of me, and I do want to take home cupcake kit. If you've got a coupon, enter it here, and so we could certainly do that. I've got one called free for testing purposes. It removes everything to 0. I'm not going to leave it there, but just to show you. And then, so my order total is 95. I am in test mode. Let's just put in our test credit card number. Put in an expiration date that is not past. Put in any CVC you want and any zip code you want. And we're going to complete our order. It's going to take us to the thank you page. So here's our thank you page. Here's our class registration confirmation. It tells us what class we ordered, that we've got our take-home cupcake kit, and what our total is. I also put in just a notification that says you'll receive your receipt and class workshop confirmation via email. That's good to put on there just so people don't say, is this all I get? Because it would be nice to have an email confirmation. So let's come over here and reload our page. Okay, here's my demo account. Thank you for your recent purchase. And this is the generic, so it doesn't say anything specific here. But what it does have is the receipt attached. And so it just pulls off the information, whatever receipt number is next, the date paid, and then what was ordered and the total. And so they can save this and download it for their own records. All right, and then the next one is our cupcake class confirmation email. And so here's my little logo that I just threw in there as the custom value. You can even use this picture. You can have a link from a custom value. And so here's my class details, all coming from a custom value. So here's the name of the class. Here's the date and time, and then here's that address that I had just put in. And then, of course, I've got my links. If I had set them up, people can click on those and go to my social links. And then also down here, hey, this is named demo account, and so that's what it pulled in. If we had had an email address, it would show up here. And then, of course, the unsubscribe that is automatically in the footer. And so you can see that my workflow is working. Let's go back to my workflow. Actually, where's my workflow? And let's go back so it reloads. So cupcake class confirmation and reminders. And here I am. So it's gone through everything. In fact, we'll go back to my contact page and I'll show you the tags that it showed attached to my name. But here I am right here. I'm at the wait 5 days now. So it's already sent me my email confirmation. It's already done an internal notification, although I don't have my phone number attached for it to send a text to me. But it's set up the event time, and now I'm waiting. Here I am right here. I'm waiting for that time, and when that time has passed, my little card will move down and send the email reminder, and then it'll sit here for a few days again till it sends. And so you can go into the workflow and see exactly where people are at in the workflow. All right, let's go back and let's just hit contacts. Okay, so here I am, and then here's the tags that were attached to me. And so you can create smart lists, and we won't do that today, but you can create smart lists for people that have attended your classes, that have bought your ebook, whatever it is you want to claim tags for. You can have a smart list for. So I hope you enjoyed this fairly long video and that it helps you to create your workflows and your follow through for when somebody orders from you.